Hey, for Wednesday, June 17th, 2020, this is the one and only Pro and Con Show. And I'm your host, Michael James Ott. Welcome to the show. So, again, just a few words. We always take just a few words at the beginning of the show. We got to be better citizens. We've got to listen to each other. We've got to take in the pro and the con, the good and the bad, the for and against. Even something as simple as eating a bowl of ice cream, which most of us love. Most of us do, but not everybody. Most of us do, though, love ice cream. But even eating a bowl of ice cream, pro and con, good and bad, for and against. And if you're not willing to accept that, you're in trouble. And we're in trouble, okay? If you being part of the community, being a neighbor of mine, a friend, a neighbor, or a community member, if you're not in with that concept that there's pro and con, good and bad, for and against these issues, then we are in trouble. You're in trouble, and I'm in trouble. We, all of us, are in trouble. All right, so this is a leadership series. So talking about some critical leadership skills and techniques, attributes, and it all comes from, and I definitely want to acknowledge this book, okay, Leadership in Turbulent Times by Doris Kearns Goodwin. All right, Leadership in Turbulent Times, and read the book. I fully acknowledge it is not like a murder mystery or a Harlequin romance, or I don't know what genre you like, or a space odyssey or whatever. It's not those things. What it is a great nonfiction work where she carefully goes through the lives of 4 of our most influential presidents over time. Okay, so Lincoln, both Roosevelt's and Johnson. All right, talks about where they came from, how they came to be, and how they came to be in the White House, and then in that function, how did they lead in turbulent times? And I think what you're going to find is, if you read the book, as I have done, and you read how these people react to the crises or issues of the day, you're going to find it's markedly different than how Mr. Trump reacts to the issues of today. So yesterday we talked about transformational leadership. Today we're talking about crisis management, and the issue, or the main part of this, the historical perspective, is Teddy Roosevelt. Okay, so Teddy Roosevelt had some significant crises in his presidency, and then the author kind of highlights some of the key things that were most important to successfully managing and leading through the crisis. So let's just hit those. Of course, you see it's pages and pages here. Obviously, I'm not going to read those, but the highlights are here. There's subsections of the text, and here they are. Okay, so these are great techniques, attitudes, actions that Teddy Roosevelt took. Calculate risks of getting involved. Secure a reliable understanding of the facts, causes, and conditions of the situation. Remain uncommitted in the early stages. Use history to provide perspective. Be ready to grapple with reversals, abrupt intrusions that can unravel all your plans. Reevaluate options. Be ready to adapt as the situation escalates. You think about it right now, we're in the middle of this novel coronavirus pandemic. And, the ability of the President of the United States to lead us and to figure out the path forward requires a tremendous amount of evaluation and reevaluation. Be visible. Cultivate public support amongst those most directly affected by the crisis. Check the deck to focus with single-mindedness on the crisis. Clear the deck. Clear the deck. Clear the deck to focus with single-mindedness on the crisis. Assemble a crisis management team. Now, we had a coronavirus team, and they're dismantling it even as we are headed headlong into, working on this for probably the next year. So we should be fully empowering a crisis management team, and instead we're disassembling it. Frame the narrative. Keep temper in check. Document proceedings each step of the way. Control the message in the press. Find ways to relieve stress. Be ready with multiple strategies. Prepare contingent moves. Contingencies. Don't hit unless you have to, but when you hit hard. Don't hit unless you have to. Find ways to save face. Share credit for successful resolution. Leave a record behind for the future. Okay? So as I mentioned before, you'll find as you go through this book, there's almost no parallel with the actions, the capabilities, the strategies of Mr. Trump compared to what these people did when they managed their serious issues during their leadership periods of time. Anyway, again, the book, Leadership in Turbulent Times, Doris Kearns Goodwin. Get it. Read it. Again, you can check it out at the library. I'm sure you can read it online. I'm sure you can buy it on, from one of the local bookstores or from one of the online retailers. Read it. Leadership in Turbulent Times. And look for these qualities and these techniques in the leaders that are leading you. And if they aren't using them and don't exhibit them, should they be leading you? My premise is no. For the Pro and Con Show, I'm Michael James Ott. Until the next show, bye for now.